Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with a new video, Paint and Talk, and this time I want to do a video response to the Vince Venturella video that is about how you found your group. Here I have different things to talk about. So first of all, before and after having the YouTube channel, because things change a little bit. So when I started on Warhammer 40k, we were a group of 3 friends playing Warhammer 40k. We were not playing this seriously. We were playing maybe once a month Warhammer 40k second edition, or maybe less sometimes. So it was difficult. We were living in different cities. So we just start. The point is we were doing holidays on the same town. So we were playing during the summer almost every day. And then when the winter was arriving, it was more difficult, okay? And we were playing maybe once every 2 months or something like that, waiting for the summer to boost again. So, but we were painting and sharing and so on. So this was my starting point, but then there was a moment that my friends at least one of our friends started losing interest in Warhammer 40k. We start with other type of situations in our private life, work, finishing the studies, work, so on, and changes. So there was a moment that I was really looking for new players or how to improve. So the first thing I did is I started going to tournaments, okay? And this was quite interesting because in tournaments the thing is that you play with a type of people, or you play against a lot of different armies and people and styles. Okay, some of them very competitive, but I have to say not always in the tournament you have ultra competitive people. Some people are not that competitive, or they are people that are starting in the hobby. So this was one of my ways to start finding people to play. To be fair, out of the tournaments I was not playing too much to these people. So it was mainly when I was going to the tournaments. There were some people that was always there in the tournaments, and that's all. And at the moment I had quite a free time, so I was going to tournaments or to type of events almost every month, every 2 weeks, depending on the moment. As I said, I did not have big compromises or big things that was tightening me, so I was free to go to all these events. But what I would recommend, and I think what was the good point to do, is there was a moment that I really started looking for a club. And yeah, you have to go, and if you look for players, I think was one of the ones I enjoyed the most. I started going to a club that was not far from my home. And that is when I started really meeting a lot of people, making friends, and playing almost every week. So I will say that if you have the opportunity, okay, really look for a club or a shop, because then once there was a moment that, as you know, I moved from Barcelona to Belgium, to Brussels. So of course I had to start looking again for a new community, new players. It was like starting from zero, and I did not have the YouTube channel at the beginning. So the first thing I did, I went to the Games Workshop that was in Brussels, and I asked there if they were knowing a club or a place to play, and they very kindly give me a list of clubs. So I just went the first one in the list, but the one that was also matching with my timetable and my compromises, and was easy for me. It was a Sunday afternoon, so I went there, and I was super happy to meet another Spanish person. And from there we just were playing. I was playing with this other Spanish player maybe once a month, and we were going to tournaments from time to time. So maybe 3-4 tournaments a year of Warhammer 40k. The moment I was mainly playing Warhammer 40k. Okay, but then this person went back to Spain, So I start again going back to the shop, and yeah, and at the moment I was more active. Was active on my YouTube channel. So I have to say that the YouTube channel helped me to meet some people, okay, that I would have not met if I did not have the YouTube channel. This was helpful, and also going to the Games Workshop store and keep going to the tournaments. So here are my advices if you're looking for a community of people to play, because there is always people around there, and I will say almost in all cities, or at least in a close by city, there will be people to play. So first of all, check if there is any store close by. Okay, if there are other players, they will go to the same shops. Okay, and the owner will be interested that you find people to play. So try to maybe you can play with, sometimes if it's a small shop, you can play with the owner, or go there, say that you are looking for people to play, and at least in the Games Workshop it worked very well. I asked them that I wanted to play, how many points, and yeah, they find other players that want to play with you, or one of the shop managers start playing with me. To be fair, I was playing with other people, with other clients of the shop, and it was quite nice. Also, another way to find new people is look for tournaments. If you go to tournaments, yeah, I know that it's more a competitive scene, but you can start meeting the community. They will tell you where their clubs or where they meet and so on. And I think it's another way to start meeting people. And I would recommend to go first to small tournaments. The small tournaments are more cozy, are more club oriented, and I think are a great moment. Are less competitive, I would say. Less, the people is more relaxed. There is more time to talk, and yeah, and then you will start you will have time to talk about where to go to play and where the people is meeting to play, and then yeah, it's much easier. Okay, so the other thing I did is I also, and I will say here again, is if someone is in the area of Brussels, okay, or it's in Belgium, because at the end Belgium, if you drive from Brussels, if I drive 1 hour and a half, 2 hours, depending on the direction, I'm out of the country. So it's quite a small country. But if someone is in Belgium and they would like to play against me, yeah, I'm open. So just drop me a message below. But this is mainly for Belgian people. Then the other thing you can also look, and this was quite interesting. If you start with the media we have today, you also can find sometimes groups in Facebook that are from your region. For example, we have the Night Age group for Brussels, or we have the age, not the age, the Shakespeare Brussels. So these are all these groups, okay, where you also can drop messages. So I will say today the connectivity is improving. When I started it was more difficult, but here are for me the best. The first is first. Try to play in a shop that is not far and have a table to play. It's not the most relaxed normally atmosphere or environment, because there is always people around there watching and so on, but it's a good starting point to start meeting people and to start and to go there to play some games. Maybe you can go Saturdays or something like that. Second option, you can also ask if there is a store, if there is a club there, or just do a search. Sometimes you can, sometimes there are some you can do some search in Google. But if you are not sure and you want to have better information, just look, ask in the shop. The third option is to use internet. And in internet there are several ways to do it. You can look for a forum in your country, there are plenty of them, and ask in the forum if there is any club out there. A lot of times will happen that the forum is as well a club, so you can ask there when they meet, when they play, and go there and meet the people. And the other option is sometimes there are some Facebook groups, so don't hesitate. At the end, the worst thing that can happen to you is that the people does not want to play with you, and to be fair, I never find this situation. I have to say that normally the wargame community it's eager to play with new people. Okay, of course you will find people that is not that fun to play or so on, but I have to say that I had great experiences going to local tournaments, especially small ones that I find them a little more relaxed, and going to shops. And if you have a Games Workshop shop not far from you, it's a great place to start. Okay, so go there, go with your army, call, use a phone. I think it's a great tool. We sometimes forget that it's used to call. Call the shop, say I want to. I'm playing here. I would like to come that day to play a game. Do you mind to find a player to play against? Normally the shops will do that for you, and in the worst case you will play against the shop owner or shop manager. So yeah, and this is how I always manage. So let me know if there is anything. The only thing I want to do here, and it's quite surprising for me, it's I was looking for a wargame club in Brussels, and there is not any, or at least I don't know anyone that is really active. So if you are one of my viewers and you don't know, and you know a club in Brussels, please let me know, because I would like to go there and join the club. If you are in the area of mainly in Belgium, because I can go. If you're living in Liège or another city, I can move there. And if you would like to have a game against me, please drop me also comment in the message in the comments below, and we can arrange a game. I play any game from Games Workshop, so I will say Blood Bowl, Shadespire, Age of Sigmar, Warhammer 40k. We can play Necromunda. So just drop a message below. If you follow the channel, you know that I'm painting from a lot of different games. I try to play also all these different games, and of course the Ninth Age if you want to play as well. It's not my most favorite game today, but yeah, I don't mind to play neither. So it's also fun. So that's all what I want to talk here. So there are use all the channels you have around. Use all the channels, and I think asking. If you ask for players, you will always have a welcoming. Most of the times, I never find people doesn't want to play, or at least the shops. I never find any shop that they say no, you cannot play here. Okay, so that's all for now. Even clubs and all this type of. So I was going to. I went to a lot of different places. I know I changed. Maybe I should be more stable, but. Yeah, for example, now here in Belgium, I have a group to play 40k. Then I have a friend that it's all on the Ninth Age and Age of Sigmar, and a little bit in Shadespire. Then I have another friend for 40k. So if you look and you are not shy, and I will say I'm a shy person, but sometimes you have to make this a step, ask, connect with the people, and I'm pretty sure you will find players almost in any village, unless it's a very small village, of course. But there you will see how there are not players that far from your home. So sorry for that. That's all. Please just leave in the comments below how do you join the current game group, if you have a game group or not, if you are interested or not. I think the interesting point is, are you interested in finding people to play? Because some people maybe are not interested, they're just collecting, playing, and painting. And the last thing is, if you have a YouTube channel and you would like to play against me, and of course you are not far from Brussels, I will say the range of 2 hours drive, it's almost, if it's needed for one weekend, I can do 3 hours drive. But if you are not that far from Brussels, we can also play a game once against each other. And I just mentioned the games that I play. So that's all for now. As usual, thanks a lot for watching. I think it's a great topic started by Vince Venturella, and I wanted to participate in the topic. So yeah, that's all for now. As usual, thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. Bye.